Hey, what's going on, guys? Brandon here with Texas Plinking Gear with a quick review on a new gun that just came out. That's the Springfield Armory 1911 DS Prodigy. 1911 DS is the new series from Springfield Armory, so it's a whole new tab when you go to their guns list, and the Prodigy is their first and so far only offering, but I believe the 1911 DS line will get expanded at some point. That'd be cool to watch. 1911, as you can see from the silhouette, DS is the double stack. So this is a 1911 that's double stack, and it's chambered in 9mm, so more capacity while still having the single action only, all metal 1911 that we love. So it's been referred to as like a 2011, but that's coined through Staccato or STI only. So everyone's got their different terms for it, but DS from Springfield Armory, it's the same formula, so you could tell I'm going to like it. As far as the different offerings, there is a 5-inch bull barrel version like this one, and then a 4¼ inch bull barrel version as well. No price difference between the two. All of them are going to be optic cut, and if you wanted to, you could also get an optic out of the box as well, and that would be the Hex Dragonfly. Hex is a sister company with Springfield Armory, and so that's the one they're going to hook you up with if you do that, and it's an additional $200. My honest opinion on this optic is it is actually really, really sweet. I'm kind of picky with red dots, especially on pistols. Everyone's got different eye stigmatisms. I never knew I had an eye stigmatism until I started shooting anyway. But Leupold Delta Point Pro, the 2.5 MOA, has been my favorite dot. And this is just as clean. The only thing is on a Delta Point Pro, you can swap the battery from over top. This one you have to remove it, but I won't have to do that for a matter of years anyway, so it's all good. So those are the four options, 4¼ inch or 5. Do you want the optic or do you not? Either way, like I said, it's going to be cut for it. You get a large Picatinny rail here, of course larger on the 5-inch version. 4¼ you still have accessory rail there. You get a 17-round mag as well as a 20-round mag. This is the 20. As you can see, it sticks out just a little bit more. Interestingly, these mags are made from Duramag, and on the bottom it says 2011, so it's very much so a Staccato thing. So maybe Duramag licensed that from Staccato. And I have a Staccato XC. There's 100% mag compatibility between the two, as you'd expect since it says 2011. So I thought I'd mention that as well. But those are the mags you get, 117, 120, and there's a 26-rounder available for an additional extra as well. If you wanted to tack on some extra mags, get some more capacity. So that's pretty cool. I think I'm going to look into doing that pretty soon. This gun's got an ambi safety, slightly larger on the left side, skeletonized hammer. They say for quicker lock times, but hey, it just looks cool. As you'd expect from Springfield Armory, the slide and the frame are forged steel, so it's not hiding the fact that it does have weight to it, but I'm all good with it because it makes for a flatter recoil impulse, quicker follow-up shots. Same can be said as far as the thick contour of that barrel. Wrapping up on some of the spec sheet stuff I want to talk about, let's talk about the price point. This was important to me because this whole game can get very expensive. When you talk about Triarch, Bull Armory, or Staccato, and there's plenty of others to choose from, Nighthawk has got some options as well. These guns are just within a very expensive category, so I've been wanting a large manufacturer like Springfield Armory to get into this game, and they have. So it's not cheap, but it's significantly more obtainable than those other guns I just mentioned. This gun, the Prodigy, MSRP is for $14.99. There's no price difference whether you go 4¼ inch or 5. It's always $14.99, or let's call it $1,500. $200 more if you get the Hex Dragonfly, so you could be up to $1,700, and it's a very, very good optic, so I'm not discounting that at all. You could also do different stuff as well. I've seen pictures with RMRs from Trijicon, stuff like that, but I am not swapping out the Hex Dragonfly. I'm going to keep it just as you see it. I'm not going to change a thing. So that was it for my spec sheet. Let's just go over some quick impressions real quickly. I was under the impression that this thing was going to have the slide that felt like a 1911 from Springfield Armory. Actually way beyond that. So for example, I have a 9mm 1911 operator, single stack. I thought it was going to be like that. A light recoil spring, pretty clean, all great. For some reason, it's just beyond that. It is lighter, but I don't know. It's just more slick. There's just less play even. It's a very, very nice feeling slide. So I was very happy to see that. And it's only got a few hundred rounds to it. Maybe it'll break in even better, but it just feels so, so good. The trigger, I mean, it's single action only, 1911, so you can't go wrong. I will say, though, when I pull the trigger, it to me feels like a 1911 from Springfield Armory, which is not to say it's bad by any means. Again, 1911s are known for their triggers, but it to me doesn't feel like anything else has been done. It's just a 1911 trigger. It breaks like it. Actually, I will say this. Let's do it one more time. It is getting better after a few hundred rounds, so it's a break-in thing maybe. It is feeling better, but where it felt significantly better right off the bat and still now is the reset for sure. The reset's way, way nicer than the other 1911s from Springfield Armory. Again, we're talking about 1911 triggers, so they're all good. But you know what? Now that I'm dry firing it here, I think after a few hundred rounds, it's actually been getting a little bit better. But it's no competition trigger. It's just a 1911 trigger, so that's just fine, except again, I noticed the reset was nicer. I would have liked to see maybe a flared magwell, just because it's already kind of a large gun, not trying to really hide its weight or size. So flared magwell would have been kind of cool. There's these little grooves on the sides though that almost look like something can slip on as an accessory later, or maybe I'm just seeing too far into it. I don't know. But a flared magwell would have been kind of cool, but no big deal. The mags still get on in there, no problem. On the other hand, let me go over this little nitpick. The only really nitpick I have with the entire gun is the opposite, removing the mag. It's got the mag release here, and if you just treat it like any other mag release, you know, it works. But what I notice, if I really take my time, I don't know when you would do this out in the field. I mean, you'd probably just press the button like normal. But there's like this half press right there that it sounds like it clicks. I feel like I pressed it and it doesn't. I have to go one more beyond that. So it's just not as clean of a mag release, but maybe that's just this gun. Sample size of 1, don't know. But you know what, just forget that. Just press it like you're wanting to drop the mag and it'll come out. For that to be my only nitpick, I think you guys could start to understand how much I like this gun. I expect it to be a very fun, flat recoil impulse, and then sure as hell is. This is the kind of gun that I want to keep making range trips to go shoot it, just like my Staccato XC. So I compared it to my Staccato XC in my main video on the main channel, Texas Plinking, and that's a $4,300 gun. Set up with the Leupold Delta Point Pro, and this one with the Hex Dragonfly, there's $3,000 that separate the two guns. And I'm not saying the Staccato is not worth it, because that's still my favorite. I'm just being honest. But you get to this point to where there's diminishing returns, to where you're just paying thousands of dollars for incremental steps better. And of course, you know, if you want the best, you pay it. But this gun really excites me, because not everyone's going to justify $4,300 for a Staccato. Or if you get the Staccato P, you're still like, you know, between $2,000 and $3,000, whatever it is. This though, I don't know, at $1,499, and that's MSRP. When Staccato says that the MSRP is $4,300, it sells for $4,300. This thing will probably sell for $1,500, maybe more, for only the first couple months when the hype is up. But eventually, I'm sure they'll make enough of them to where you'll be able to buy them for under MSRP. But even at $1,500, I think it's a very, very good buy. At $1,700 with the optic, I think it's a very good buy. So if you could snag one, if you want to get into the double stack 9mm 1911 game, what a great entry to it. Does not feel entry level, so maybe I shouldn't be saying that. This is a very, very professional grade pistol. It's pretty kick-ass. It's still technically not the most expensive 1911 Springfield does. They have their custom line, and they also have their TRPs. This is actually cheaper than the TRPs, MSRP anyway, so impressive. I like it. I'm a big fan. Springfield Armory, if you're watching this, just want to say, I don't know what took so long, but thanks for doing it anyways. I can't wait to see what the rest of the 1911 DS lineup offers, but as the Prodigy being the first one, I really, really like it. I guess before I close out the video, real quickly, I want to mention the field strip is like you would expect from any other 1911 bull barrel. If you're unfamiliar with bull barrels, it was a little finicky trying to get something stuck between the guide rod to capsulate it. I won't go too far into it. All I'll say is there is an Allen key on the tip of the guide rod. So what you could do is lock it back, drop the mag. You would do a half turn on the guide rod to make it easier for yourself. Then you disassemble it by bringing it to the half moon like any other 1911. And when that's gone, then you start to unthread with the included Allen key, the full guide rod. And that kind of is the easier way to disassemble a bull barrel 1911, as this one has. And that's just, in my opinion, a smarter way to do it, just having the Allen key literally on the top of the guide rod. So that works. Thought I'd mention that. If you guys want more nitty-gritty details, I'm sure there's already disassembly videos out there by the time this video even goes live. Thought I'd mention that. I like it. But yeah, if you guys want a little bit more range impressions, I kind of showed probably some of the footage of this video that I stole from my other video. But yeah, if you guys want some more information, I kind of went a little bit more into the details on this video, but check out the other video on Texas Plinking where I compared it to the Staccato if you guys want more like kind of range impressions as my impressions were developing. But I kind of wanted to sit down a couple days after that video was shot just to kind of reflect back, and well, I still really like it and I still recommend it. So yeah, that does it for this video. Again, if you missed the other one, check that one out. But yeah, the 1911 DS Prodigy from Springfield Armory, it's a big hit. I think they're going to sell well for a good reason. That does it for this video. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.